Hi guys, and welcome to Sisters in the City with me, Anna Vakili.
And me, Mandy Vakili.
And welcome back, guys.
Guys, this one we're going to step it up. Like, it ain't going to be like that episode 1. I hated that episode. I literally feel disgusted.
Why? What is wrong with you?
And you're like, make clips for it. I don't want to make clips for it.
I don't understand why you have to be like that. Every episode isn't going to bang the same. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything. It's like if you're watching EastEnders, do you remember? Not every episode
Even Love Island. Some episodes of Love Island was so shit.
Yeah, but I think our last episode was great.
I don't know. I feel like it was boring, and I feel like the chemistry wasn't there because we'd just gone on holiday and like it was 4 weeks off from recording. We come back. It was a bad energy.
I do believe though, when we take some time off, it's just we're not in the flow of things.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Until you actually sit down with a mic in front of you, you won't realise that it's not as easy as it looks.
But you know what? When we first ever started this podcast, when we first started it, and like we'd never done it before, we were on a flow. We were on a mad flow.
It's because we're so natural, like with each other.
We're so natural
our dynamics are so natural. We're not strangers. We didn't meet on a show. We are sisters. We literally were born together, grew up together, and we have all these conversations. And we're so real.
Yeah.
We're so real that it gets us into trouble all the time.
You don't even know, like, guys, I've been crying just before this mic comes on. The way I switch it up, though, and it's real the way I'm switching it up. Like, I mean this. This is me.
Yeah.
But, like, my emotions are so, like, volatile.
And me, just before coming on here, literally, just in the corridor now, we've been actually in this studio for the past, I think, 2 hours, 2 hours we've been in the studio. We were meant to start 2 hours ago, but we haven't started because of bloody dramas. But I was on the phone to my boyfriend now. He's like, do you talk about me on your podcast? And I'm like, well, no, not really. Like, not in detail. Not as much as I'd love to.
There's so
much juicy stuff that I could talk about, but out of respect, because I'm so private. I don't have social media. I don't want to be on the internet. It's because of him, I keep it very low key, just passing comments. Where he's like, do you talk about me? I was like, well, not really, but you know what, like, only
how can we not though? How can we come on here and not?
What, your podcast has to revolve around me? I was like, no, it's not about you.
Mate, you know what? This annoys me as well. Gingerbeard's like, am I the star of your show? Can you not talk about anything but me? No, this podcast is about me, bro. Me and Anna. And you are a big part of my life.
I was like, it's about my life and you're my relationship, which is a big part of my life. And people like us talking about our life because people can relate to certain things of our life,
Thank you.
And I'm like, in a relationship, you have to compromise, I don't like the fact that you work in a bar till 2:30 in the morning and come back at 3, but I love you, so I compromise. And so you have to compromise,
Exactly, you got to meet in the middle on something.
You got to meet in the middle, and it is what it is.
So I did look better before the recording, but I've been crying, and like my fringe is just so long, I feel like it's covering my eyes, which is a good thing. Because
is it annoying?
Yeah, like now it's got long, it's covering my eyes. Maybe it's a good thing though, because I've been crying.
Is it not irritating?
Should I just move it out of the way? I didn't want to look like Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys on this, but like maybe I want you guys to see my expressions very clearly. So yeah, obviously like, because of my previous episode, I spoke about certain people in my boyfriend's life and like he didn't like it. Completely respecting him. He's not actually my boyfriend while I'm recording this.
They broke up just before the episode.
We broke up. So like,
and it's so funny. Every time Mandy and Gingerbeard argue, and then she's like, it's over. Like, I have to think about packing all my things to go to my mum's. And
I mean it.
And like, okay, what am I going to do now for this or that? And think about her life after Gingerbeard. And I'm like, Mandy, stop being upset and thinking you're breaking up and planning your whole life now without him when you've just had an argument and you're going to get back together in a couple of hours. You don't take me seriously. We're really over this time. That's what you say.
Yeah, but I feel like this one is serious. Everyone feels different. Every argument is so unique when you have a toxic relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like relationships just end just like that. You never know. It could be an argument about, like, why didn't you put the milk in the fridge? Which happened to me this morning. Who makes the coffee and leaves the milk out? That's what we did. And I feel like break can happen. You know what they say, yeah? You know what that saying I said to you, Anna?
What?
It's death by 1,000 cuts. So whoever said that is a fucking genius. I heard on a podcast.
Yeah, that is what podcast?
It's someone's podcast. It was a man's podcast.
I need to listen to that podcast.
And it was like, it doesn't take one thing, like one massive backstab. It's death by 1,000 cuts. And like, I don't know how many more cuts a bitch can take, bitch.
I get that, but
how many more cuts for a cut?
I mean, what? You said about the milk being out of the fridge is a cut?
No, that's
Are you
not
being
it.
serious?
Anyway, basically, like, we argued about me mentioning people in his life, and I understand. But you know what? I wrote something, all these thoughts in my head, and I just want to express it to my friends.
Go on.
Really?
You're so cute that you call the listeners your friends.
I know, they are. Guys, I've been so upset. But anyway, like, where is it? Okay, so
Is it a poem?
It's really long though, yeah. But I mean, like, it's good though. It's interesting shit that I'm saying. If it's boring, cut me up.
Is it a poem?
It's not a poem. It's thoughts. My thoughts. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, my poems are thoughts poems. I normally don't care if someone comes away from listening to my podcast thinking, oh, I'm so sick, or if they feel like, oh, Anna and Mandy are obsessed with me, they're talking about me, I'm so gassed, I'm so this. I actually don't care. Or even if someone leaves feeling offended. And like, only because this is my place where I express my feelings and my experiences. And it's like, it's my fucking podcast. And right, it's like real confidence, I feel like, that I don't care. Like,
I believe that real confidence is owning your vulnerabilities and being open. At the end of the day, unless it's someone like your friends or family or someone that you really, really care about, you're not naming anyone. It's all anonymous. You're talking about things that are your life and your feelings and your experiences.
Exactly. So and then I wrote, but having a partner, who's actually my ex-partner right now, but having a partner, I think I have to think a bit more extensively about what I say on here because of how things can be misconstrued. And I said exactly this in my notes. I wrote, I put my embarrassment, my vulnerability out here. I put my wins and my strengths out here. And no one's business and emotions are left so raw and open as me and Anna's. And we expose our toxic negative traits as well as the best things about us. But that is our choice to do that. It's our prerogative. And almost like a journalist, I always feel like whoever is in my proximity or part of my past, present, or future is going to go up and down on this motherfucking journey with me. But of course, I might be a bit wrong for that. And I feel differently about it now because I've realized how it affected my partner. Do you know what I mean? And that is important. You have to take your partner into consideration. But certain reflections I've had over the few arguments I've had as well, the last 3 days, this can apply to anyone's experience with their partner or their friends or their family. I'm putting this out in general. You can be strong and so sensitive at the same time, and that's okay. Don't let anyone make you feel like your feelings are exaggerated or not justified in some way. Don't let anyone interpret your experience into something else or into something less impactful than it was to you. Don't let anyone invalidate your feelings about anything. And I've realized there might be times you feel like the victim in your story. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a villain in that story too, and vice versa. Someone might feel a victim in their story, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the villain in theirs too. People should just feel without any strings attached.
I think that's amazing. And that's so true.
Do you like it, Anna?
People could be a villain in your story and hurt you or do something that upset you or in anything, even in relationships. Doesn't mean that they're a villain.
Do you know why I thought of this? Because remember that time me and you had this big misunderstanding, like where you were a victim in your story. And in a way, I was the bad guy, but I didn't feel like I was a villain because obviously when you don't do something so intentionally, you don't have malicious intent, you're not really the villain. You're just a person that needs to learn a lesson and make some amendments and changes to their personality maybe. Or
maybe people aren't aware. Like maybe you weren't aware of what I was going through and what was like in my head at the time, or, you know, like maybe at that point I was extra sensitive.
Right.
And maybe you weren't taking that into account. I don't know. I don't even know what time you're talking about.
I know. That time when like we had a lot of disagreement about something where like I was like, you can't come to this place. Like,
oh, okay.
And you were a victim in that story. I should never be able to take that away from you. And I feel like that's very important. Don't let people own their experience.
I agree.
Like, okay, maybe I don't need to be villainized, but maybe I was like, you can be wrong. Sorry, you can be wrong, but not villainized at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think I just put that out there.
And I think that's beautiful. I think you should do more of these things, Mandy. I love it.
Really?
I love listening to you. I think you're so talented.
We had this experience as well with one of our friends that we cut her off, remember?
Which friend?
The one we cut off for 3 years, our best friend. We felt like a proper victim in that story, but she wasn't necessarily the villain. And that can lead to a lot of endings.
Which is so ridiculous. Even recently, we lost another friend, which was all like over misunderstandings and, you know, people, it's just all ridiculous, really. I think people should just let their pride and ego aside sometimes and just see past things. Yeah. You're wrong, you're right, you're wrong, you're right. Who cares who's wrong, who's right? Like, just own that maybe you upset someone, which is fine. It's okay to apologize. Even the friend that we just lost recently, Like, we even both said sorry if we upset you. Like, it's, you know, we are sorry if we upset you. We didn't mean it. Doesn't mean that we're such a bad person because what we did in our head isn't even bad.
We're human. We're all human. And I think it's very important for people to have the right to feel their feelings without any strings attached. We all have to accept people's feelings. And even though one person might get upset about something, another person wouldn't get upset about. Doesn't matter.
I agree.
Anyway, do you think
that was lovely?
Because I feel like people can apply it to their
What
own.
a nice way to start the episode. And I also wanted to say, basically, our previous dilemma episodes, I get a lot of messages with people giving advice to other people's dilemmas, which I love.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, and I think maybe we should do a little segment sometimes where we because man, we're not exactly it's so funny because people message me with their dilemmas and I can see they're so serious about their dilemmas and they think that I'm going to be the person.
I look at them
we're going to be the ones that sort it out. But we're just two normal girls that fuck up our own lives as well. We're not psychologists or something. This is more like an entertainment thing.
Yeah, I get these essays of people's dilemmas and I just stare at them and ignore them.
I just want people... Mandy.
Because I honestly do not know what advice to give them. My life is a mess.
Yeah, look.
My phone is getting no caller ID calls as we speak because I've blocked Gingerbeard.
You see, exactly. Our life is an absolute upside down mess as well. But let me tell you something, right? This is more of an entertainment thing, yeah, rather than an actual solving your dilemmas thing. But don't get it twisted. I do think me and you have got our heads screwed on in some sense. Yeah?
I feel like we do give good advice.
We're not basic girls, which I am very proud about. We never have been basic
I feel
girls.
Like a basic bitch right now.
We have basic moments. But overall, we're not a basic girl. Because some of those dilemmas that I read, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
My moments have been dragging, y'all.
No, Maddie, some of these dilemmas that you read, yeah, you're like, what is this girl doing? What is she? You would never put up with
Anna, there's a thin line right now for my life between basic bitch and basic moments. And the lines getting blurred.
Really?
The lines get blurred.
Oh, God. Well, I disown you as a sister. I don't want a basic
What do you
sister.
think? Oh, shit. What do you think?
No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are.
Because you're comparing us to more basic.
I'm really sorry about my cup.
That is so ugly, that cup.
I know. I want my pink little Anna Vakili cup. But obviously in this office, people keep drinking from my cup.
Ew.
I feel like they think that they'll be closer to me drinking from my saliva and stuff, the people in this office.
That's disgusting.
It's
Do you think someone's drank from my cup?
And it was really dirty and it was in a dirty thing, so I bought this ugly cup. Anyway, sorry, ignore me.
Protect your health, babes.
Anyway, so I thought I'd read a little bit of the advice that some people sent. So someone said, advice about the girl who has messy sex and doesn't have enough towels. Right?
Is it sex dilemmas or relationship dilemmas? Y'all are some horny ass bitches.
No, this is advice to previous dilemma episodes.
Oh.
Do you remember we had the dilemma with the girl that said, I have really messy sex.
What do I do?
What do I do? So someone's
what did she say? She was like, her sheets. She has to change her sheets every day. I don't know what that bitch doing, man.
She's like, I can't keep changing my sheets and I don't have so many towels. So this person is giving advice to her. So
I thought we were doing relationship dilemmas today. What are we doing?
Are you not listening to me? I just said,
yeah,
I've had a few messages from people that have given advice, to previous dilemmas in previous episodes. So I thought before we start dilemmas, I'll read a few of these advices out. Just because I think that they're quite good.
Quite good advices. Maybe I should fucking find out their names so I can send my problems to them.
Exactly.
I got bigger problems than messy sex.
Right. So this person said advice.
I wish I had that problem.
Advice about the girl who has messy sex and doesn't have enough towels. Why doesn't she get a large pack of puppy toilet training pads and put them all over the bed or wherever she wants to get down and dirty?
Ooh, I don't know how she's figured out this advice. She must be having messy sex herself.
Yeah.
That's
good advice. We didn't think of that. What did we say?
I don't know what she's doing. She's going to be doing doggy on a doggy pad.
Yeah, literally.
This is mad. There's going to be poops on that pad and it ain't going to be doggy poops.
Literally. I don't know where. That's such a good advice.
Right?
See, I didn't think of that advice.
Do you know what? I'm going to take that advice. So I like to piss. Zainab likes to piss. So
Florence. Zainab's mine.
Oh, shit. I knew you got the better name. I got Florence. I got to stick with her.
I don't know where you got Florence from.
Florence likes the pee-pee. So I might just start laying out these puppy pads on my bed. It just kills the romance. Imagine he walks in, I'm in lingerie, there's puppy pads all over the bed.
Well, I mean, I don't think these people are that bothered because, I mean, they're having crazy, dirty sex. So I don't think
you have to tape it down to the bed.
Maybe it'll even turn them on even more. Like, it's about to get dirty.
Okay, move on, man.
Okay. Anyway, it says that way she can just throw them away and have a clean bed to snuggle on. And anyway, she goes, and the guy with the girlfriend with a smelly fanny. Why doesn't he get all romantic before he comes over, surprise her with a bubble bath, candles, offer to scrub her back, wash her hair, and then get going with the femme fresh on her lady parts?
This woman giving the same advice, the same person. Is this the same person?
Yeah. We need to get this person on the show as a third person.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
No, she's going to take our limelight. Forget her. It's going to be her show. We're going to be redundant. Cannot have her. She's dangerous.
Whoever this person is, like, I think you're great at advice. We should definitely
She's very good. But does she not know men? Men ain't doing that. Running a bubble bath, brushing your hair, fucking candles. Where are these men? Men just hit the beat and bounce.
Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, that was that. I also got a nice message about our previous episode, which I thought I'd quickly read out.
Oh, lovely. Go on.
Before we start the dilemma.
Which one? Which episode? The shit one?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Before we start the dilemmas.
Oh, God, it's going to be anxiety.
Okay, it goes. Listening to this week's podcast talking about where you feel like you should be in life. 2 years ago, I was 33. I was living with my long-term partner and our child in a beautiful house. We were planning holidays and all sorts. In August 2021, my partner left me and my son for someone else. 10 weeks later, my dad died. I had to move my son and me back into my mum's house. I'm still there, and as my mum doesn't keep well, I'm 35 and I'm staying there. I feel like my life is going backwards, and every day I'm feeling like, no, I'm blessed, I'm alive. Don't even get me started on dating, especially as a single mom. So my point is, don't let anyone ever tell you that your life isn't where it should be. You're both amazing, and I listen to you every week, and I'm excited to hear what you've been up to.
That upset me so much. That upset me.
Why? Because what her point is, which is beautiful, is like, you can be 33 years old, married, in a relationship with a kid, thinking you
never know what's going to happen.
Thinking your life is all sorted, but you never know what's around the corner. You never know what's going to happen. That doesn't mean just because you're in that situation that your life is all sorted, and which is amazing to hear, because I'm not saying it's amazing what happened to her.
I just feel so bad for her, though.
I feel bad for her too.
But what
you see the things that some people are dealing with.
Her husband left her after what, 10 weeks married, or after 10 weeks she found out?
I read that a bit wrong. So she was 2 years ago, I was 33, living with my long-term partner. She didn't say how long. And then she said, he left me and my son for someone else. And 10 weeks later, my father died.
What a scumbag that man is.
I mean, we don't know the ins and outs of their life, but like, obviously it's
He's
horrible.
a scumbag to me.
Imagine having to go through your long-term partner leaving you, and then your dad passing away, moving back with your mom, like, and then trying to date as a single mom. Like, these things happen to people, and it's like, she's so strong and amazing. I think she's amazing. And I believe,
honestly,
that good things are going to come her way.
100% because of her mindset, because of her gratitude.
Exactly.
Because of her positivity, and like, she's got faith and hope.
And look at us. So the smallest thing can happen to us. Our life is over. Like, I don't
know why we're so spoiled, though. It's like we didn't even grow up like in a kind of silver spooned, cotton wool wrapped life. I don't know why we're so sensitive.
We need to be stronger, and we need to be more grateful, and we need to be more positive.
100%, I agree. And you know what? That's why I was like, fuck this argument I've had. Nothing's going to stop me from coming on this podcast. And making you guys happy makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, should we start some dilemmas?
Let's do it. I want to hear. I want to hear dilemmas. Anything that's going to make me feel like my relationship problem ain't shit. I want to hear some bad shit. You know that person that looks at other people's problems and feels better about themselves? I'm that horrible person.
So horrible. I'm joking. Well, obviously though, even when I was reading these and putting them out for us to read out, when I was looking at them, I was thinking, oh my God, wow. When I read these dilemmas and these problems, I think, wow, my relationship's fucking amazing. But you shouldn't think like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Because just because these people are going through what they're going through doesn't mean that your relationship's good
100%.
because it's not that bad.
I agree. That's like someone living like surviving financially, just about comparing themselves to like people in poverty and thinking, oh, I should be content. No, you should never be content. Strive for a better life. Work hard.
Yeah. I'm going to start, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Go on. Fuck. What's going to happen?
This one is, I have been with my boyfriend for 3 years now. We are very happy together. However, we are only 22 years old, and I have the biggest fear of regretting not living the single life when I become older, since we got together when we were 18. I have the fear of losing him, which is bigger, but how do I get over the thoughts of never being single again?
You know what? Can I just say something? Like, I am so happy I have never been in one of these positions, because this is a predicament and a motherfucking half, yeah? Like, you're attached, you're in love, you know that's your soulmate, but it ain't the right time because you met them too young and you want to live your whole life, and you want to run around the streets with your fanny out. What do you do?
I know, and it's really really sad for me to say this, but it's the way I feel.
Careful what you're saying.
Look, I honestly have little faith in relationships in this day and age that start before the age of 30. I just have little faith in them. You know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
say that, but I agree.
Look, that's it. Like, there are people obviously that settle down under the age of 25 and they are very happily married and they live a long life of happy marriage, whatever. But they, I think, are mostly the exception
To the rule.
And also, there are some people that don't need to live that single life. It's just inside of them that they're very much a relationship type of person.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. They're not about that.
I've met people like that and they don't really need to get it out of their system. But
They've got nothing to get out of their system.
Yeah, but have you not known there's so many people that they have these long relationships from the age of 18, they're their first love. They stay with them all the way into their mid-30s. And then in their mid-30s, 40s, they have like a midlife crisis where they're like, oh my God, they weren't single. And then they just burst.
People that meet in like school, college and uni. But I do want to say a lot of people that are watching this, they're going to think, look, my parents, they met in high school. But we're talking about this generation, yeah? We're talking about teenagers now. Or people in their like early 20s now. We're not talking about fucking 40, 50 years ago, yeah?
Yeah, this generation.
It's like nearly impossible.
But my advice to this girl would not be like, leave your boyfriend. No way. You love him. Your fear of losing him is so big. You've been together since you're 18. You're both in love. You're happy. The main thing is you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's this thought that you think, oh, I never got to live the single life. Look, I think right now, you can't leave him.
Yeah,
you can't.
Single life is full of heartbreak, tears, and small penises. I'll tell you that. That's the single life. Stick with your guy.
There's no point about worrying or stressing about what if I could be single? What if this? It would have been better. Is the grass greener on the other side? There's no point of doing that. You're just wearing yourself down, yeah? Just enjoy your happy relationship because trust me, they're hard to come by. And live life in the moment. And don't worry, even if things don't work out, which touch wood, hopefully they do work out. If things don't work out when you're 35, then you can just be single when you're 35. Why do we have to be single in our 20s?
I think she has to assess it now though. Like if the urge to be single is a lot stronger than the urge to be with your partner, then you have to like go with that. It's what pull is stronger? Is the pull with him stronger? Is the desire to be with him stronger?
Well, she said the fear of losing him is bigger.
Well, then 100% you know that already tells you. Because even people that get in relationships, babe, when they're like in their 30s, still miss the single life.
And
so
it's
that
like,
never changes.
It works both ways. When you're single, you'll miss being in a relationship. It's like, just because you have that urge, don't fuck up a good thing that you've got.
Yeah.
And I just think don't bother letting that thought overtake
100%.
you. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, for example, the person that's in a relationship that wants to have a threesome with the girl.
You better move your hand from my camera, bitch.
Sorry. I don't know why I'd be so,
In a flamboyant.
flamboyant. You know, like that girl in the other previous episode, she said, I want to have a threesome with my boyfriend, but then he brought up a girl and I got upset. Whatever, yeah?
I'm the indecisive one.
Yeah, so basically she really wants to have a threesome with a girl, but she needs to let that thought go. She needs to let it go.
We all want to have threesomes, foursomes, fivesomes, sixsomes. Sometimes I watch these videos in porn where like just one girl and 8 men.
But we don't want that.
We don't want that. I've never even had a threesome in my life. I've only ever had just one-on-one sex because listen, everybody has like
thoughts. Thoughts come into your head. Like, let go of these thoughts, I believe.
Yeah.
If your relationship is a good thing and to hold on to it, let go.
It is not easy to find.
It's not easy.
It is not easy to find, man. And relationship life is way better than single life. I don't care. Unless...
Do you think so?
I don't
believe that.
I think if you have a good one, if you've got a good relationship, I ain't even talking about mine. Right now I'm single anyway. But if you've got a good relationship, 100% is better than me single. Your best friend, your travel partner, you experience things together, your fuck buddy, your everything in one. But when you're in a bad relationship,
then being single is better.
Being single is way better. It's way more fun. So it's like, and all relationships have ups and downs anyway. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's terrible.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, we've got here. My boyfriend of 2 years has a girl best friend who is obsessed with him. When I first met her, she told me that she approves any girl that he's dated, and if she doesn't like them, he has to stop seeing them. She also brags to me that his mum loves her and constantly brings up that she's known him longer than I have. She always wants to go out drinking with him on their own, and also made a group chat with all of the friendship group and their girlfriends, and the only person she left out was me. What do I do?
Oi, If I was this girl's friend, I would help her hide the body. Like, I'm not even joking. This girl is absolute piece of shit. She's a hoe. She's a hoe. She's a hoe. You know what? This bitch wants to fuck your man.
100%.
She wants him. You better nip this in a bud right now.
I have no doubt from reading this that this girl ain't a best friend. She wants him. She's in love with him.
Best friend, my ass.
She's secretly in love with him. She's writing his name down in her notepad and hearts around it. She's obsessed.
Babe, how many more clues do you need? Like, he added everyone to a group, not you. He says his mum loves her. She fucking wants to go drinking with him alone.
Why does he even have a girl best friend?
Why is that even happening? Because I don't trust. I feel like they've already been fucking.
I just don't.
What's even going on
My
here?
boyfriend is not allowed to have any girl mates, full
Okay,
stop.
a lot of people are going to agree with that. So we're going to leave that comment.
I don't care.
Yeah, I feel the same way as you. But we're going to leave that comment aside because this is not a normal female friend. This is a female friend that wants to go drinking with him alone.
Okay.
I go drinking alone with a male stranger, shit be going down. Let alone a male friend.
What do you mean?
More exciting when you know the
no
man.
sense.
Like when you know the guy and you fancy him and like...
Yeah, but they're apparently best friends.
Best friend, motherfucking ass. She approves every girl. Like, who are you?
Exactly. What the hell? Approving every girl that he meets.
Why has he even got her? Because what's going on? It's a disrespect to you
100%.
that he's entertaining this hoa. It's a disrespect to you that he's entertaining this, like, adding everyone to a group, not you, going drinking with her alone. They're fucking.
If I were you, I would have a word with my boyfriend and say, look, I don't appreciate the way she's making me feel. Like, I don't like it. So you need to have a word with her. Firstly, she needs to stop rubbing stuff in my face and making me feel like I'm less, important in your life.
She got to go.
I mean, personally, you're the one that said that not everyone's going to
go.
You're the one that said not everyone's going to agree with us. I personally don't think a guy should have any girl best friends.
Yeah, but that's...
Girlfriends.
Female friends is different to a female friend who I want to go drinking alone. I approve everyone he's with. His mum loves me and I'm adding him to a group, everyone to a group, but not you. That's not a female friend. That's not a friend.
Well,
that is her big vagina.
What do you mean? That's technically, this is what I don't get. That's bullshit because a friend is that. What do you do with your mates? You go for drinking with them.
Alone?
What, you're telling me you're not going to go out for have a drink with your girl mate?
Not when it's the opposite sex, no.
Exactly. So the issue here is that she's the opposite sex. You cannot be mates with the opposite sex.
Right, our advice is that every female he knows needs to be banished from his life.
You can have an acquaintance that's the opposite of sex. Like, you can have friendships that are like very much like, hey, how you been? You all right? Yeah. Like
this is a very controversial topic because, you know, Esther Perel, the psychologist, she actually said that platonic relationships, friendships with the opposite sex are so vital to like relationship success.
What, to your relationship success?
She was like, if they're really platonic, but we just can't have that, Anna. Because like, if I have a male friend and like he doesn't want to sit with me, like it's a problem. So I want to test them waters.
No.
I want to test them.
No,
I want to know if I put it on the plate. Anyway, listen.
Look, I just think, yeah, if you put it on a plate, they're going to eat it. And that's the point.
This girl, she eating it. She creating that plate. She piling it up. The plate's full. Like Persian plates your mum pulls for you. They're like a hill.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, look, you can be friends with the opposite sex. Yes, I have a friend that I used to work in the pharmacy with. He's a 60-year-old man and we've got a great friendship. And we go out for a drink together on our own because you just know nothing's ever going to come from that. Nothing's ever going to happen. Yes, I have another guy mate.
Good, 60-year-old man never stopped me. I'm joking.
I have another guy mate, which is my boyfriend's friend. And we're like really close friends. We can go out for a drink alone and we can talk. You just know nothing's ever going to happen because he's my boyfriend's friend. When you have that line there where it just makes your...
halal.
Yeah.
Makes it halal.
Make sure...
That's what we say.
Exactly. Makes your friendship halal. Makes your friendship basically like...
I don't know, we're not Muslim, but
pure.
it's a culture thing that we say that. You know, it makes it, purifies it.
Yeah, then you can have it. This girl, this is what happens when you have friends that are girls. This is what happened. Like, what is this? How is she approving who you fuck?
Yeah, this sounds like some madness.
She needs to have a word with her boyfriend.
This sounds like some weird hillbilly shit.
Yeah, she needs to have a word with her boyfriend and say, I don't want this.
There's a lot going on. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like the right advice is going to come from me now. You need to find a male friend called Alejandro. Tall, tanned, dark hair. And go out for drinks with him. Text him all the time. Be in group chats with him. And, you know, see how your boyfriend likes it. That's what you need to do.
Alejandro.
It's got to be someone, yeah.
Like an exotic
one.
Exotic.
I have to check if Alejandro approves you.
My dad always said that he wanted me to be with a guy like Alejandro.
Yeah, he loves Alejandro.
He loves Alejandro's black hair that's slicked back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alejandro needs to make an appearance in the situation. That's what I'm saying.
All right, anyway, moving on. Okay. I feel like my boyfriend doesn't love me. He just plays his games. He never looks at me. We sit on opposite ends of the couch. No cuddles in bed, hardly any sex. He's more interested in his friends. I told him to leave if he doesn't so I can get over him, but he says he does. He says he loves me and I'm being dramatic, but I'm so lonely. Please help. I've only ever had one relationship, so I have no idea what's normal.
Oh my God. Did I send this in?
Mandy, your situation's not this bad.
What is it? He doesn't play with me. Oh, I like it.
Huh? She didn't say she doesn't play with me.
Oh, what no, I thought I play. Like, you know when you play?
She said he just plays his games.
Oh.
Never looks at me.
He never looks at me.
Play with me. I mean, never plays with me.
Oh, you don't play? I'm going to sometimes say to Ginger, but can we play?
I don't like it anymore, all this play fighting.
Not play fighting.
I always end up getting home. Can we play?
We play.
How?
You just jump each other, squeeze your cheese.
Yeah, I don't like any of that. Yeah, I don't like it anymore.
What do you like?
I used to love play fighting. I don't like it anymore.
It's not play fighting.
I don't know what you mean by play.
Like,
yeah, squeezing my skin, pulling my hair, all that shit. I have sensitive skin.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
We're not talking about the same thing.
All right, anyway, look. Okay, she's only ever been in one relationship, so she doesn't know what's normal. Like, I do think that
sounds like a 25-year marriage where like...
So I think when you're with someone for a very long time, like 25, 30 years, it does actually automatically end up like that. You kind of sit on opposite sides of the couch, which is sad.
No, that doesn't happen for everyone.
Ever happen.
That doesn't happen.
I don't like it.
Normalize that.
No, I don't like it.
No, that doesn't. There's so many married couples that are not like that. We have to think. You have to actually believe that there are married couples after like 25, 30 years and they are so
Have you
close.
seen any?
Their souls are entwined.
Have you seen any?
Maybe we just notice the shit. The shit comes up.
Have you seen any married couple that has been together for 20 plus years that are still cuddling, kissing?
Anna, I haven't seen any married couples together, period. All right? I can't tell you what married couple that's been together and still together, period. Let alone been together
and they're like our parents' generation.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were I don't know. Whatever. They got married after like a day of knowing them and they proposed back then.
I don't know what you're talking about right now. You really digress. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's go back to this girl.
Okay.
The couch.
So it's not normal.
The couch sounds so cold, man.
I know that couch sounds like horrible. I mean, she says, I've only ever had one relationship, so I don't know what's normal. And that's not normal. Look, if I'm sitting on the couch, yeah, and I'm here and Cowslick is like, okay, basically, if Cowslick's here and I'm like literally over a meter away from him, he's like, he gets annoyed.
Then I don't agree, no, because I'm like me and Gingerbeard, I like that.
What?
Like sometimes I'm doing my thing. I'm watching Love is Blind and he's watching his football and like there's space. And that's normal. But then in between, I just jump there, we jump back, jumping, a lot of jumping, and then like talking here and there. But like, it's very important.
If you're watching something together though, I
think it is important though to be able to have absolute silence and your own bubble in the same room as your partner. I feel like if you don't have that, it's impossible. And I've seen so many things about that online as well. Like, but this is obviously a consistent thing. It's an unnatural feeling.
She feels so lonely. How do you feel lonely when you're in a relationship? Just the fact that you're feeling lonely isn't normal. You're not being dramatic.
Yeah, I do have episodes of feeling like that, so I can completely empathize with what she's saying. And what I do is I communicate it. Like,
But he's calling her dramatic.
No, replay this to him, yeah? Do not invalidate my feelings.
We're all about that today.
Right? We're all about that. Do not invalidate my feelings and my experience in this relationship, right? This is my love language. Affection, attention, and communication. And if you don't have the same love language, that's fine. But you need to learn mine, bitch.
Or it's not going to work.
Or it's not going to work.
We can't. How can you communicate?
How did y'all even get into a relationship?
But no cuddles, hardly any sex. He's more interested in his friends. He just plays his game.
I can't even believe
I'm sorry.
it.
Like, okay, I'm just going to be honest, yeah?
It's
from the sounds of this, to me, it sounds like he's not into you that much.
It sounds like you're roommates.
Yeah, like, I'm
Not
sorry.
in a relationship.
When you're into someone, you can't help but give them a cuddle in
And
bed.
kisses. Cuddling and kisses are so important.
Yeah, like, how do you not give them
Okay, sex, I don't know, because every relationship is different.
Forget the sex part.
But you know what Esther Perel said, the psychologist? She said the most important thing in intimacy in a relationship is not sex. The most important thing is physical touch. If you don't have physical touch. But then again,
it's just natural.
I'm more physically touchy than like Gingerbeard. Like Gingerbeard, he is a normal amount. I'm like over the top. So he'll be like, yo.
I get that there's different levels. But if it's not there at all, that's a bad sign. Not there at all.
You have to communicate with this person and be like, honestly, it sounds like a roommate. It's not a relationship.
Yeah, he sounds like your friends. Like, not even friends. He's more interested in his friends than you. It sounds like you're a ghost. And I just think that you need to, this is your first relationship, but I just think you need to realize your worth and how you deserve to be given cuddles and kisses and, you know, you deserve to feel important.
And also, if this is your first relationship, like, I just want to tell you that, like, any relationship after him will be better than this.
Exactly. Anything.
Unless putting bare money in your bunker. Unless it's overflowing with zeros, then like I'll be Casper up in the house. Do you know what I mean? We could just. I'll play dead.
Oh my God.
I will tiptoe around the house. You don't have to hear me.
You do your thing. You play your game.
Right? So I just don't understand
forget the couch. I'll sit on the floor.
I just need to know what the benefits are. Because there's no bunk bars and there's no affection. There's no kisses, no dick.
No, nothing.
Zero. I just see zero.
Nothing.
And I see lots of zeros. And the zeros aren't in the bank account. So you have to leave. There's no other option. Any boyfriend is going to be better than him. Any relationship's going to be better than this. Get out now.
I agree. Okay, next one is, I find it so hard to trust, even though my boyfriend and me have been together for over 2 years and he's never done anything wrong. I'm just so overly paranoid and so controlling.
Oh my God.
Help me.
She is me.
Yeah, me too.
Me is her and she is me.
I'm the same.
We are the one.
I'm the same. Okay, I'm not.
She might be our sister.
I'm not controlling. Yeah, she's like a sister plus one in the city.
Yeah.
I'm the same, you know. I'm not controlling, but I'm very paranoid.
I am so paranoid. It's almost like it's kind of OCD as well. Like my paranoia is like actually debilitating, yeah? And my paranoia comes from absolutely fucking nowhere. My paranoia is like thin air, boom.
Can I say something, Mandy? I actually don't believe that your paranoia is coming from nowhere or mine. I'm sorry, but look around you. I go onto TikTok and all I see on TikTok is all men cheat, why men are so disloyal, every single man wants to cheat.
That's different.
What do you mean? This goes into
No. Trust issues, yeah? Trust issues has got like a base and a foundation. The paranoia that I come out with, like I suddenly come out with a story. Like I'm a bit weird like that. A story formulates in my brain.
What do you mean?
Like a story, like he's doing this and it's like I come from thin air and he's doing it and I'm sure, and that thought becomes more and more intense and realistic, like a weird.
It all stems from what we are experiencing around us 100%. If we're not going on social media and seeing all these things, it would not affect us in this way. Trust me. You're going on social media and you're seeing all sorts of different types of betrayals.
Yeah, but there's
different sorts of men cheating and how every single man is like this and everyone's talking about it and putting their
my algorithm isn't really that much that. Mine is all like gold diggers and men haters.
Everyone's putting their 2 cents in on social media and this stuff affects you. So I just wanted to let her know, you know, me know that it's not all entirely our fault that we are becoming so paranoid with trust issues, because around us, it's all over and it's subconsciously affecting us.
Yeah, but let's say this is completely not from like what she's seeing on social media. Like, let's say it's completely, she's not seeing any of these, like, things that are brainwashing her. Let's say she doesn't have social media, right?
Right.
People do still have, like,
it's very because of everything that goes on around us. The world now is so fucked. Everyone's cheating. I believe that.
Can I just speak right now, yeah?
What do you mean? You don't let me fucking speak.
Really?
Yes.
I thought there's a lot going on in this episode between me and you competing to speak.
No, because, like, I'm thinking, about the amazing clip that I can cut of my speech right now about the TikToks and that social media and our environment, and you jump in it with your bloody crap.
Yeah, you're not fucking doing an Oscar speech, yeah? You're having a conversation with me.
I believe it. And I know it because I was watching it the other day and I was thinking, this shit is serious, man. This is affecting people's fucking mental health and paranoia and relationships. It fucks it. And it's important that we get that message out there to people.
Yeah. So I wanted to say that there is nothing worse for your mental health and there is nothing more worse for your relationship than feeding this paranoia and feeding these trust issues. That in itself will end your relationship even if you have the most loyal, amazing, considerate, faithful man. You feeding into these thoughts and letting them brew will ruin your relationship and will ruin, not only ruin your relationship, it will ruin your mental health. It will damage you.
What do you mean feeding into them?
Like obsessing over them, like making them more real than they are, applying them to you and everyone around you, applying them to your relationship, applying them. Let's say a man
like the fact she's controlling him.
Like a man makes a speech, every man wants to cheat, every man wants to fuck other women, every man. You need to take these things at a distance. My ex-boyfriend used to always say this to me. Don't take these things to yourself and to your personality. You have to try and block it out. Like
how?
Through ignorance, through brainwashing yourself with ignorance and saying,
I'm like the master of trying to control my thoughts and my emotions, but you cannot help, when all you see around you constantly is dishonesty, disloyalty, is that word? Cheating, like betrayal, people trying to tell you how, like giving their 2 cents and giving their speeches and all these podcasts now on all over the world where people are giving their opinions. Like you can't help but take it in.
Right, but you can help and control what you take in. You can skip them posts.
It's subconsciously there.
You can control what you're seeing and hearing.
What do you mean, how?
If you're seeing these posts, I skip through these posts.
Oh, as in don't listen to them?
I don't listen to them.
Okay, what about around you? Your friends cheating on their boyfriend. Around you when you see all these couples that are cheating. What about that?
I mean, right now, I see more couples that are just normal and together. I don't really see that much of the cheating. I see like my feed is like full of fucking couples. Like,
are you talking about Instagram couples that you don't even know? I'm talking about around us.
I don't know. Right now, no one in my life is in a relationship because relationships are so shit. So there's not that much. I think I get what you're saying, but I always said like ignorance is a bliss. And if you can be a bit more ignorant, be a bit more ignorant. And I feel like we're here to give this girl some advice, right?
Yeah, and I agree. But how do you become more ignorant? I want to know because I would love to be more ignorant.
I think it's just like, because I used to have intrusive thinking or whatever, I always thought, look, don't feed into my thoughts. Don't give them too much energy. Let them just pass by.
Yeah. Don't what's the word? Dwindle on it. Is that a word?
Why do you always have to find words that we can't say?
Because I know it's there,
Don't dwell on it?
Don't dwell on it. Like when you think about it, to be honest, that is what I do.
I
don't dwell on a thought.
Yeah, don't. Just let it pass by. Like, and always say to yourself, oh, this would never happen to me, or this would never happen to my relationship. My boyfriend is different. Until you have some reason to feel that way and to apply this kind of like behavior and disloyalty to your boyfriend, then don't. Keep it separate. Believe that he's the exception to the rule. Just do it.
Especially if he's not done anything to make you think like that.
I saw something on TikTok today and I did stop for it. And it was this man. He was like, it's not that I have trust issues. People think I've got trust issues. I don't have trust issues. I have a brain and my brain takes in patterns. And I've seen enough patterns and experiences in my life for me to feel
a certain way.
And
that's what I mean.
Yeah. And
that's what I'm talking about. It's not about, random trust issues. It's the patterns that we're seeing around us in society now. And I really believe that. Like, you look around you, I look around me and I see relationships constantly like that. Podcasts, TikToks, everyone's breaking up, cheating. And it's just like, you can't help but think, okay, I'm going to be ignorant and my boyfriend's not going to do that. But like at the back of your head, it's like...
You have to detach yourself from these like stereotypes for the sake of your own relationship. Otherwise, it won't work.
Yeah.
Because you might have the most amazing person in front of you and you're just going to ruin it.
Exactly.
Like with everything. Like there's a stereotype, when you have kids with your husband, the sex life dies. You're no longer a couple. You're just two parents. That's the end of romance. Right? This is like a norm. Everyone knows this. Everyone thinks this. Like when it comes to your time, you have to believe you just have to believe in this fairy tale that it ain't going to happen to you. And that's the best chance that you have of it not happening.
Because you never know. It may be that, you will be the break in the pattern. It might just be that one relationship out of many that is successful and is loyal and is honest, because they do exist. They do. They are rare, but they do exist. And what if your relationship is that one, and then you're just going to ruin it and jeopardize it because of all your thoughts?
Exactly. So, just believe you're the exception to the rule. Just believe it. Just do that.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we've got here.
Fucking hell, that one got deep, innit?
Yeah. It's only because, for me, it was very like a sensitive thing, you know, because recently it's been happening to me a lot, what I've been seeing around me and what I see on social media. And it's like,
really, it doesn't help that your boyfriend works
in a bar. He works in a bar. And it's like all these things have been affecting me a lot. And it's like coming out of nowhere. I'm not that person. I like to believe the best in people. I like to believe that everyone is honest and loyal like me.
Yeah.
And
you have to. You literally have to believe that you are the exception to the rule.
That's what Mandy always says to me.
If you don't believe there's any good men out there, you won't ever meet one. And if you don't believe there's loyal men out there, trust me, you won't meet them. And if you believe that all men are dicks, you are going to meet every single dick out there.
Yeah. And you know what? Before, I used to say, like, you shouldn't really say to your boyfriend that you have trust issues and paranoid. But I actually have changed my mind about that. Because I've communicated my paranoia. And I said, look, I know I'm being over the top. And I know that I have issues like this.
It's their job to reassure you.
And I said, but this is because this is why I have these issues, these reasons. And he is so reassuring and he is so sweet. And he's like, I would never in a million years, and he goes on and on and on about how much he wouldn't. And like, it's
Ginger Beer is the same.
It's so nice. And, you know, hopefully if you just, you know, voice your issues.
Ginger Beer is like one of the most reassuring boyfriends ever when it comes to like loyalty. And I think it's important that if your boyfriend just hasn't got it in him to be that reassuring person, say it. I need you
to reassure me.
To be reassuring. I need you to reassure me and calm my paranoia and anxiety. I need you to say all the things that I need to hear.
Yeah.
Just tell him.
I agree. Okay, well, I might just do like one more because we've had a really long episodes, but we've not got through many dilemmas. I have, I'm not joking, about 200 dilemmas.
I think we should do part 2 on dilemmas. Tell us what you think. Do you think we should do part 2 on dilemmas? Because we're giving some really good advice today, man.
Yeah, I've got literally like, I can't even get through them all. I couldn't even put them all down, Mandy. I couldn't believe how many dilemmas we had. And we've literally gone through 3.
Guys, stay single, man. It's hard out here in the relationship world.
Right, I've got here, Hey, I recently met a boy I really like. However, I just found out he spent a lot of his life in prison, around 10 years, due to gang-related incidents. When I Googled his name, it's full of articles and his mugshots. He insists he's no longer in that life. But my question is, would you judge someone on their past? And do you think that he's still involved? P.S. He pays for everything in cash. Would you run or would you stay?
Run away, bitch. Run.
Okay, so guys...
Run like you never run before in your motherfucking life.
I know, right? Like, guys, I had a situation when I was in my early 20s. I was dating a boy and I was really in love with him and I never knew anything about his past. And then I Googled exactly the situation. I Googled his name in a different spelling or something like that. And suddenly his mugshot came up of when he was 16 years old and he was in prison from the age of like 16 to 19. And he'd gone away for the gang-related incident, yeah? And do you know what? It was such a shocking, scary thing for me, yeah?
Yeah, I remember.
And I decided to stay, yeah? Because what he did and what he was involved with, to be honest, it could happen to many boys that live in like council estates, are like, you know, around these people.
Oh my God, that sounded so mean.
It's the truth. Like, at the end of the day, I was brought up on a council estate, and when you're growing up around gangs and you're growing around up around crime and you're growing up around these boys that you're friends.
Crime is more...
It can happen. You're 16 and like these things can happen.
Crime is more like common in poor areas.
Should you judge someone on their past? I think it depends on what it is. Like, if you've gone to prison for something like pedophilia, yeah, absolutely fucking judge them. They're a disgusting piece of shit. If you're judging someone you can judge them depends on what it is,
the crime is.
But one thing I really wanted to say, right?
I don't know what your point was about judging.
Because she said, should I judge him on his past?
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it depends.
No.
Really? I just don't think you should judge a person on one mistake that they may have made.
Okay, I think we're using judge in different contexts. Not judge as in like, make a judgment of that person, yeah?
I agree.
You need to make a very clear judgment. This person, what did they go on for? Gang related. They've got violent tendencies. Yeah, they have got violent tendencies, whether you want to accept that or not. That could come out in a romantic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They are very inexperienced in relationships. And
10 years being behind bars can change a person, yeah?
that man's going to come out like a dog on heat. Actually, most men that go to prison, they don't like have sex after. They don't have the craving for sex because they've gone for like 10 years wanking. So like they don't have the urge to have sex. How sad. It's quite sad.
Absolutely nothing to do with the situation. But you know what? I must say something, guys. Look, for this girl, she's like, should I run or should I stay? Like, my advice would be to
Run.
All
my ex-boyfriends got mugshots. I'm telling you right now, bitch, you need to get the fuck out. He's paying with cash. He's still in that life.
Yeah.
Second of all, watch out. If you've got phone calls keep coming in, is there a spare phone there? Like, what's going on? Is he rolling with people that like, nah, blood, when I look that bad, like, no, get the fuck out.
Yeah, you know, the relationship that I decided to stay in with the prison one, the only thing that happened is that 7 months into our relationship, he just ended up going back into prison. And then I was visiting him in prison for like 2 years. So, and you know what I was thinking, Andy, recently? I was seeing a story that, I don't know, it's out right now about this girl called Angel. And she started dating this boy that was a bad boy. Like these boys that are bad boys.
Oh God, what are you going to tell me? What did he do to, what did he do to Angel?
Right. I think it's really important and I want to send this message out to young girls, yeah? Right. So she was dating him and he was a bad boy. And then she decided, you know, they had an argument, I want to break up with you. And she's walking down the street and he's got a van with his mate and you can see the video from the street camera. Like he grabs her and basically kidnaps her, puts her into the van. He's driving 60 miles per hour. I don't know what happened in that car at 60 miles per hour, but she fell out of that car. Head bouncing against the road. And you should see her pictures before. Beautiful girl, yeah, young girl. And now she is literally completely brain damaged, vegetable, yeah. And I was thinking to myself that how easily that could have happened to me and you. I was thinking about me and you. I started crying because I was like, the people that we have dated in our past, yeah, and the amounts of times mommy was like so angry at us and like she used to get so stressed out and angry at us, like, don't do this. She knew. But we were so young and naive and stupid and we were in these relationships. And I will never forget actually once I was with my ex and he was driving like a crazy person. Like, if you don't want to be with me, we'll just die together in the car. Like doing these stupid, crazy stuff, right? The same guy that was in jail. And I used to think that, you know, he's just he's just angry. It's toxic love or whatever. That is it's so dangerous. And when you're young, you don't realize what could happen and how dangerous it is. You know what I mean?
I think this is like really, really sensitive for me because obviously I was with someone for so long that was like the worst. Yeah. And like he a few times actually. Once he came to my mum's house, put his bonnet to the door of the car and held the horn down until I opened the door. He knew I was home alone. Came in the kitchen, picked up and said, I will put this through your face, like non-stop, like 6 times face. I was crying. He grabbed me, threw me over his shoulder. Anyway, he basically kind of kidnapped
me. Yeah, I don't know. Our YouTube's going to get taken down.
Anyway, it was really bad. Another time he like kidnapped me and my sister and my cousin. And the way he put me into the car, I remember I like really damaged my neck. And I just always look back to this relationship like, what was I thinking? This person could have killed me. And I remember when I broke up with him, I carried around a newspaper article every single day in my bag. And it was of a girl who had an acid attack from her boyfriend. And I kept this in my bag every single day so that every time I felt like going back to him, I just look at this. So I feel like this is really, I know it's very heavy what I've said. I was young, but we are older now. We've been through a lot. We've had a lot of relationships. We've had a lot of experience. And I would say stay away from someone like this.
I'm talking like this is 10 years ago, my relationship.
Mine's longer.
Yeah. So it's just, I remember back then being so dumb.
Naive.
And it's like, I'm just, when this story has just come out now, yeah, the guy got like, I don't know, 8 years, 10 years or whatever. It's actually not even right. He should go for life. But when it's all over TikTok right now and it's just, I think he just went away. It really hit a nerve because I started crying so much on the sofa. And my boyfriend's like, okay, I get it, it's sad, but why is it so sad for you? Because I was like, it reminds me of me and Mandy. It reminds me of, especially you more than me, because you've had more boyfriends like that. But with me, it's like, it could have happened to me. That could have been my life. And God bless Angel. And honestly, it hurts me so much that this happened to her.
Me too.
But it's like, we got lucky. And any girls out there
definitely.
that are dating guys like this and they think that it's cool being with a bad boy or they think that it will never happen to them, it could happen to you. It could have happened to me. It could have happened to her. Be careful.
But you know what's so scary though as well? And like, right now, I know we're saying all this, but like, what if this person actually is like a redeemed person? That's the justice system's actually worked on him. He's come out a new person. He's not about that life and he wants to go straight and narrow. And he's like actually a decent, good person.
Yeah, I believe that.
Every person is going to find someone.
I agree.
Because if we gave this advice out in general, then that person would die alone.
I'm not saying this about that guy that she's talking about. I'm just talking about girls that like bad boys. That are like, I'm talking about in general bad boys that have been in and out of prison, that are like, you know, you can pick up on signs. Like if he's paying by cash all the time.
Pay attention to the red flags.
Pay attention to these red flags. Like it's very important. Do you know what? I don't really want to end this on a bad note, but there's one more dilemma that I remember I read. And I'll just say it off the top of my head because it fucking shocked me, yeah. This girl's an Iranian girl and she messaged me and she said, I was in a wrong relationship with this guy. And he was like, she's like, I picked up on loads of bad red flags, major, not normal, major red flags on him. But I kind of ignored it because I have attachment issues, she said. And she was like, once, like he was really controlling. He was also Iranian. She said, once I came back from my friend's birthday, I went upstairs and I could hear him downstairs screaming on the phone. And he was calling up like my family saying that I'm a hoe and stuff like that for going out. She said, I finally left him. I managed to leave him. She goes, 2 years later, I hear a story about a man in Iran that's wife and walked around the streets with. She said, I later found out that was the guy I was dating. And she goes, it's really affected me because I can't get over the fact that could have been me.
Oh my God, this is some serious PTSD shit that's going to happen, man. Like, to this poor girl, like, she needs to go see a therapist ASAP.
Imagine that. She's like, I can't get over it. That was her dilemma. She was like, I can't get over the fact that could have been me. Like, my ex in Iran, like, walking around.
I've heard this story. I didn't know that. It's mad that I heard
the story about that guy
in Iran. And now what are the chances that
his ex-girlfriend's our listener?
Oh, that is fucked up, man. Pick up on these red flags. All I can say is like, if he's aggressive in his tone, controlling, got violent tendencies, if he brags about violence or like criminal behavior, these little things are so important. Even be like, yeah, I fucked this person up, I beat this person up. Anything that shows like any coldness in this person's soul is a red flag. And it could even be a normal person that you meet that might have this red flag.
It doesn't have to be someone that's in and out of prison.
Yeah.
It's just like, don't think that these things are cool. Because at young age, sometimes you can think it's cool being with a gangster or a bad boy or a rude boy. Like, it's not cool.
So definitely make a judgment on everything, what he went away for, how he's acting now.
Yeah.
Make a clever judgment because what the decisions you make now will affect your future.
Not everyone's lucky like me and Mandy. Not everyone is. And that's...
I know.
I didn't want to end this episode, but you know what? I think it's important for us because we do have a lot of banter and jokes on here, but I also think it's important for us because if we can help some young girls, I know a lot of our listeners are young. If we can help some young girls, you know, then that's an amazing thing that we can do. Even though talking about these things, you know, affects our ads, affects our money, you know that. Like
really?
if we go too deep into violence and stuff like that, it can affect our ads and our money, but I don't think you can put a price on
influence.
You can't put this is real influence. You can't put a price on that. You honestly can't. And I think
stay away from these bad boys.
Yeah. Look, if this guy's come out of jail and he's a good guy and you can see he's changed and you can see that he's you can tell.
For example, my ex-boyfriend, like he went away. I would say like he's fine for a girl to be with now. Do you know what I mean? If a girl met him, I wouldn't advise her against him. Do you know what I mean?
He's changed, he's reformed.
He's changed. It changes
sometimes
people.
It can change people. It can.
100% it can.
So I think, you know, if you go to jail for maybe like a shorter amount of time, maybe.
Sometimes I think, too long makes you give up on reformation.
Yeah. Anyway, I have loads of dilemmas for us to get through, so we can definitely pick up on them another time. I don't know.
I feel I need to go to a therapist after these dilemmas. Like, they were deep.
They were so deep. We
love you guys so much.
Oh, we love you.
We hope this episode was good. I feel like it's really good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah?
We can tell when an episode's good.
There's a buzz in the room.
You know what it is? I can tell when an episode's good because if I've enjoyed it so much after, like I enjoyed our chat.
Me too. And it's the best thing. We didn't see each other for like 2 days.
Yeah.
We need to do that from now on, not see each other. Because like there's a lot of things I wanted to talk to you about that I didn't talk to you about on purpose so I could talk to you about it on here.
Like what?
You look really nice today though.
Do I?
Whoever's listening to this, you need to watch this because like we do look nice as well, you know.
sometimes.
Not me right now, because I was crying before this.
I think last episode I looked really great.
I think last episode I looked really great as well.
Yeah, you did. You
Did
looked
I?
really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
My
you looked
previous
really nice. And you were talking about how insecure you are. You just sound like an idiot.
Everyone gets insecurities. Fucking like Angelina Jolie talks about how she used to be insecure.
Megan Fox
Has insecurities.
How?
Everyone's got insecurities.
Yeah, it's true. We do. But we're working on it, baby.
Yeah, we're working on it together with you guys. We love you guys.
We love you. Goodbye. We'll see you next week.